NiP on that city side of Nuke. Legendary name for a legendary nap. Map. Here we go. Rez, he opens up the account quite nicely. He's going to stay and fight. Device, he's going to crossfire nicely with. And that is Aleksib left on his lonesome to try and pick up the pieces here. And he's just promptly given an ear inspection.
Yep. All clear in there because there's not much left of it. Good little crossfire on ramp. S-attack has the HE nade pulled as soon as the contact comes in. Nade is dropped. That cuts out the spacing of the T's. That's always the big strength of the Glock. Is you have that strafe potential, you have the strafe potential, you have that mobility. But when you get dunked on with a nade, the spacing and the trade potential goes in the bin. OG. They dropped the pistol. Very convincing performance in that one for NiP. And now they're going to take the full eco. NiP gets his hands on an M4 for all of about 5 seconds. And S-attack in towards Alex side has very real potential to be able to go and find himself that one. But actually it's Device to go pick it up. So a pretty clean eco, or anti-eco in there from NiP. And now OG look forward to their first gun round.
Antu dropping in for a cuppa and a chat. Top of Annex. But a no-frills approach from NiP. They were buying in with rifles anyway in the last round. So being able to retain those is a massive bonus for them. But very mobile setup coming out from OG early on. We've seen a frantic pace from them so far in this match. And that continues into the first gun round. Taking territory with that wall of smokes outside. That Molotov is just going to progress or halt progression into secret. Another round too that they have to contend with. Niko's just going to tank that.
Yeah.
He's layered with the grenade, so bounty been taken for now.
Hampers has heard all of that from the backside of warehouse. Relaying the info over to his teammates. Rez going to take a few steps in toward lower, safeguard that bomb site. Because it is under pressure now. Device is going to join in as well. Flames has outside covered out though. So opening pick in the favor of OG. They're going to cut sound for a little bit here. NiP going to hold fast in lowers.
No commitment to lowers just yet. They still have the option to go back up the vent. It is a very narrow passageway though. So yeah, just a quick transfer of util. Try and make this work on lowers as we see Rez and both Device trying to cover off as much territory as possible. They do have Plopsky. Hopefully he will be within striking distance. Oh, there we go. There's all the tells. There's all the sound cues. Rez is going to be spammed, but Plopsky, he arrives. Cavalry is cut to pieces by Device, and here we go. He's looking good for the third. Mantu, he's there, left wondering where his team went. And Device just digging in with the 3K. That is perfection.
Yeah. It's rounds like that that make it easy to forget that at points in his career, Device on that rifle would put those kind of rounds together quite consistently, quite regularly. That was before, you know, I feel like his team became as true of a contender. Like most people, you know, they know him for his no frills kind of AWPing. But I remember a lot of those big impact rifle rounds from him back in the day.
Certainly having the impact here too. That's exactly what is required at this point in time. Mantu just going to play a game of whack-a-mole with Device, and that's a high-stakes game at the best of times. But they're just being shut down here. Hampus shooting the frag, and now Aleksib is the only one that remains. Not really much on the cards for them here, OG. They tried to make those pistols work. No cigar. It's a great round for the bank.
Yeah. 4-0. Economy's built now for NiP. OG, it's going to take a concerted effort to get them back into the swing of things. 3 AKs taken over as well, so a couple of the rifles on NiP definitely have that one-shot potential. Let's see if this is the change-up OG need, though. A little bit quiet across the board. They put a better buy than they had previously together here, and they also get that AWP out on Mantu. There's a big win condition over there on Ancient. Very quick outside smokes from OG. It's not going to help them too much, though. Hampus spams niko straight through the smoke and opens up things beautifully for NiP.
Aleksib is just going to see whether or not he can find anything out that door. Is the passageway to vent a poison chalice. He's not even going to try. OG on that regroup, that grenade just crushing. Device has got the read here and he's going to go shoulder to shoulder here. Is he going to spot the speed of Mantu? He does now. Gets away. Flames is in pursuit. Oh, Device.
He's taking over. It's a big game. Elimination on the line, and to see Device going 10-0 with multiple impact multi-frags on the rifle. That's not good news for OG.
It's not what they want. They do not want Device activated. Otherwise, they become outdated. They're frustrated.
Well, OG trying to hold on to these rifles here, Jim, because the loss bonus is on their side at this point. But with niko and Mantu down at $0 reduce, I'm not sure that they'll really be able to put together rifle buys unless they want to go down to like Galil light armor or something like that. So wouldn't be surprised to see just a half buy around the AKs.
Well, there's not much here to write home for them. Not having the success that they wanted. And
oh, the AWP even picked up by Hampus.
Yeah, and you know where that's going. Well, you know where it's likely to go. But I mean, Device is just having a tear on that rifle.
Do you even take him off the rifle?
At this stage, absolutely not. I mean, he's just playing these rounds to perfection. He's proving incredibly difficult to kill.
I don't even mind that.
No,
I'm not going to lie. I really don't mind that.
Okay. They're trying themselves out of this vent. Aleksib. Oh! Here we go. It's all happening in top side. Action Circus is in town. And the acrobatics are not working out in the favor of OG. Rez does aggress through ramps, and that's left Valdet. Now 1 versus 3. He has some map space to work with. But boy, oh boy, did that round open quite quickly.
Yeah. Hampus, you can already see him on the X-ray, though. He's got the bases covered there for NiP. That's going to be 6-0 for him. We got 5-digit economy. Only heading into round number 7. 5-digit economy for some of these NiP players. It really couldn't be a better start to this map of Nuke for them. And OG, they're going to take a tack timeout. Any momentum that they may have found there on Ancient has very quickly gone by the wayside. It is going to take some crazy levels of grind for OG to get back into this game. There still is time for them to get their foot in the door to even try to find that reset potential at some point later on in this half if they can string rounds together consecutively, but it doesn't even feel like the possibility of them winning 2 or 3 rounds in a row is really there right now.
Just not happening for them. I mean, you look across the scoreboard too, they're not seeking inspiration anywhere, OG. It's the 7th round. They've got 5 kills to their name as a team. They're going to just stream on here into the ramp, and that's going to go straight into the path of Rez. Well, that's probably better than running into Device, to be honest. However, they're going to get onto this lower side quite quickly. Popsky's going to try and maintain control of the doors here. They're not going to check the angle. He's good for 2 now, so bomb plant will come in. Objective achieved for OG. However, NiP are looking to try and keep their round streak alive, and Valdet, it's only a matter of time before he's snuffed out.
Celebratory beeping on the defuse from S-Attack. Might expect that to hear that sampled in Kanye's next album, maybe.
Why not? Man, this is starting to really look quite grim for OG. They're not even having anything in.
That pretty much sums it up, that replay, I think.
That's it. All right. What do we got now? Mansu going to take the challenge. He's going to take that plunge with that AWP. Now, Device retaining that rifle. Quite a bit of a utility actually expended early on from NiP. The Device is just popping up at the wrong moments, isn't he?
Yeah, which is every moment. Aleksib, he's snuck down the vent. He's a sneaky man, which makes sense because he's about to be a double agent.
Uh-oh. Some odd job vibes. Okay. Is he going to be able to catch anybody from NiP out? There's nobody in sight. All turtled back up into the A-bomb site. So, Campus now. Ah, he beats out that flash. He's going to stick around for more.
Oh, that's just the confidence NiP are playing with right now. But with Rez behind him, it was all just space. It's the bait and switch to come in, and Aleksib, he was patient in lower. The IGL just waiting for his boys to come join him in the promised land. But they've stood him up, unfortunately.
Yep. Right now they're waiting in Valhalla. So NiP just continue this run of rounds. Tell you what, it's just been disheartening to watch OG grind out these rounds with little to no success after a great run on Ancient, to be honest. That's a tag. He's going to wait until after the timer, maybe. Aleksib's going to have the line, though, so he retains what he's got and manages to avoid the barrage after the round timer. So he's the only bit of good news for OG. The fact that they managed to save that AK, but coming into this round now, they've put together a buy that could enable them to get the results. However, they just have been shut down so quickly by NiP. They're not getting anywhere. They've tried quite a few different things here. Just not having that level of success that they need.
Yeah, quick smokes to outside, as well as front vent for OG. I'm going to try to sneak through this part of the map. Device. Just can't fault him right now. Oh, I wanted him to click so bad, Jim.
Come on, we know crowd assistance is frowned on.
It's true. And look, I'd have to say if either one of these teams needs a little bit of cheering up, it's probably OG right now. But look, this round's looking a little better than some of the previous ones. They found a timing into lower. Rez under pressure in the control room, but he's just passing most tests. Niko's able to take him out of that pole position. Bomb plant does go down for OG, and they're in some decent post-plant positions.
Ooh. No idea that he's being aggressed, Hampus. Vice convinced something is happening outside, so it's taken a while for OG to crack the egg. However, they got themselves into bomb site, and, well, they're quite low, to be honest. NiP just taking their time, but they will have to get a move on if they want to take this round. Nobody is there on the defuse. They don't have time to check the rest of the site. This is going to work out nicely as Valdet does chime in for 2. And it's been a long time coming as Device is just going to stick around. Absolutely everything he can from the hands of OG. They take the round win, but at grave cost to their economy.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be able to replace a couple of those weaponries, but might run a little bit lighter on the U-tilt. Again, it's Valdi and Mad2 doing a fair bit of heavy lifting. OG, some signs of life at least. Their objective has definitely kind of shifted at this point. They've got to temper their expectations due to how the opening parts of this half have unfolded. And look, the spam through from Device on outside. He's 16-1 in 9 rounds.
That's ridiculous. He's on an absolute tear. They're going to wall of smoke progress into lower through secret. Meantime, though, going to try and pick that line. Hampus is so aggressive. Uh-oh, he could be in a spot of bother. But Device, he's found the timing.
No.
He's going to choose his moment. He doesn't find anything other than the first. Oh, Hampus can't chime in, and that is a round gone begging as Aleksib B tears into A. They had their pick of sights, and there was a moment here where we thought maybe Device would have been able to pick up more. However, Rez survives, so there's still twists and turns to be played. He's going to come straight into contact here with Aleksib B, but...
What is that movement, Jim?
Timmy!
What are those moves? He's so limber. He's just bouncing off the bloody walls of the vent.
Dear me. What on earth is that? They're winning these rounds, but they're taking heavy tolls. They're coming down to 1v1s or falling out of the bomb site. So NiP are doing damage.
Look at this, Niko. You see, every time you see the Mac 10 with no util purchase, it's pretty clear what's going on there. He's on the hard entry into the upper side. Oh, gee, they're just bumping into each other inside the smoke. It's an absolute disaster. No. And their money is broken.
That is disastrous because, as we said, they'd won those rounds. However, they'd come at a heavy toll for that T-side economy. Look at how flatline that money is for OG. That's just been the story of the day. So, they lose that round. They've been reset. And now it just feels as though it's back to square one for OG. These pistols, they might be able to crack a few skulls. But they're going to need to do more. They're going to need to snap necks, cash checks, get their money back up. Flash and smoke to play.
Yeah, finds that pick on outside. And the flash not going to stop its attack, spraying right through it. Flopsy's got it all under control. Easy as you like for NiP. A very nice cleanup. Their economy is thanking him for it. And OG, they just are not going to leave themselves enough room. It's the same kind of problem that we saw from NiP. Even if OG have a impeccable CT side, if they don't squeak 4 or 5 rounds at the tail end of this half, I don't think it's going to matter.
Okay. Let's see what we've got. Faster approach here from OG. Them out, but I mean, Hampus is in position. Oh, he's going to be traded out before he can even have an impact. So OG, early position outside. That means that they are going to have the runner play. They've thinned out the CT numbers. This is a better position for the Plopsky. Could be a real hamper, though. Oh, Mad2 ducks the crosshair. And so, on to Esatag. And now Rez, who will quickly regress from Annex. Uh-oh, Flames doesn't want to take that fight alone. He has Valda in the wing. Maybe they're both going to try and double step him to isolate that duel. Rez, could he pull this out of the fire for NiP? Certainly looking that way. Valdi has to cross, and that is a round for NiP. Again, individual brilliance proving to be the difference.
Yeah. He almost saved another round like that in the 3-on-1 down in towards lower where Aleksib was able to win that duel into vent. So, crushing some of his demons in that regard. Hamper's back on the AWP. And OG putting together another not so convincing buy in here. Still on that full loss bonus. Trying to get these outside smokes working for themselves, but they've been picked through them. 3 different players trying to abuse them through these outside smokes in that last round. Rez was spamming from ladder base. You had Device playing close. You had one up on top of the warehouse. This time Device may just look to thread the needle and push in behind them. Aleksib applying pressure in towards Decon. Trying to find S-Attack, but Rez in the meanwhile is just putting in more work.
So much to do here. This broken play is going to work in favour of Device. He's able to set himself into an awkward position for OG. That is going to be destroyed. They have to filter out Decon. The flank was oh so ridiculous. And man, NiP, they've been resurgent in map number 3. They've dominated this first half and just not seeing any production from OG. Again, just struggling. Yes, they've got their frags up. Yes, they've got their economy slightly better. But there are no signs of life here. You're going to need the defibrillator.
Yeah, even in that first map, you at least saw some of the individuals fragging up to par with what the output was on NiP. You definitely can't say the same can be said. 18-3 for Device, 18-4 for Rez. Makes my job as a caster so much easier when all I have to do is read the scoreboard for the 14 rounds of play that we've had.
Okay. What have we got? OG. They need to pull a rabbit out of the hat. It just feels like they don't have a hat right now.
They don't even have a head, mate. Because it just keeps getting bonked off at every angle. OG going to try to hit a very sharp timing into upper here, and it's not really doing them any favors. Again, the rifle's just cleaning everything up. S-Attack playing inside the smoke. Does get cleaned up by Mantu, who's going to hop down the vents in the 1-on-2. Neither one of these CTs are anywhere near the lowers rotate, so there's potential here.
Information about that bomb plant too, so Mantu has to make that little work, but Rez has the power of positioning. So the defuse will come in for NiP. And, well, OG, they really were uninspired in that first half. Device, 19-4. They're burning absolutely everything they've got into this. Why not? You're not taking it into the next round, but as I said, NiP on the back of Device's performance too. They secure themselves a dominant first half, and we will be back shortly to conclude this match. Do not go anywhere. try and chime in with support from CT Elbow. However, it is just a pain train of Glocks rolling into lower. Nailed it. Quick door check. As he just lets NiP know he's there, and the retake will be staged by OG. 4v4, make that 4v3 as Hampus goes down. What can Flames do? Rez, they're not going to check that line. They're going to double swing. And that is good for OG. Device, though, is still alive, and he's a threat in this 1 versus 1. He's been fantastic, but now he's in a duel to the death with Flames. Both players forced to reload at the most inopportune time. And dear me, that was more awkward than some first dates.
Yeah. Look, I'm not even going to get into the personal tangents. Not really relevant right now. OG. That's step 1 of the long journey they need. Feels like they probably just need to head down and stare straight at the ground and just, you know, take the steps 1 at a time, because it might just be a little bit too much for the brain to handle if they look at just how high they'll have to climb. Going to aggress on outside. Force buy does come in from NiP, as you often do see after the bomb plant in the pistol. 1-for-1 on outside. Traded nicely by Rez.
Niko might be overstaying his welcome. And there we go. He's been found out though, so NiP not necessarily trying to push the issue either with these trade opportunities. Does have Flames in support. Niko's just sticking around. Beautiful. Oh, and Aleksib B just curb stomps Plopski.
Literally.
Might even be a Goomba stomp, to be honest.
Well, I'll know who to contact if we need someone to check the pipes. There's a few leaks in Ninjas in Pyjama's economy right now, so I'm going to need some time to patch those up. In the meanwhile, also seeing if they can punch a few holes in OGs with these digs.
Okay. Lots of damage being done with that early HE. Vice feeling the bulk of it, but similar vibes now to a lot of rounds that we saw from OG. Okay. Rez.
Been focused on Device too long, I think. And Rez has just been plugging away, putting just as many frags together.
You are absolutely correct in saying that. Now, the grenades are just going to continue to be piled over toward Red Box, but not able to see on that angle, Hampus. So, threat of him has been removed in the round, and OG are just going to continue to make most of the weaponry that they've got. Plopski, can he continue to do damage? No, he's completely blind and dead to the world. That's a round for OG. NiP. You would suspect the AKs are going to stream on through, and they will. So this is the first real test for OG. They're going to try and fashion their comeback. It's going to need to be absolutely perfect. They do not have too many bites of the cherry here, Pilski.
No, definitely not. Pick up some AKs will definitely help them out, though. Natu does get the AWP online before NiP can do so, but options can sometimes be hard to come by, and opportunities limited on Nuke. The T-side team is doing their due diligence with the utility coverage. Outside smokes being arranged in spawn from NiP.
Slow and methodical approach now. That wall of smokes just providing some cover outside. NiP though, biding their time. They're not progressing through those smokes to take control of the secret. Top site wrap might be a real threat. As those smokes start to fade, nobody is revealed to be hiding behind them for OG. That smoke is just going to allow the passage to the top side. Oh, Plopski, big entry from him. And now Niko, he's playing at Mustang. And he's going to have to try and ride, Sally ride. But it's Mantu now. As topside has fallen, progressing through ramps. He's not got a lot on offer here. However, Hampus has found him. So NiP are just going to make those post-plant tweaks to their positioning. You would suspect that Mantu can only save in this situation.
Yeah, AWP, much needed for OG. Not something they can afford to replace. And given the fact that most of the rest of the boys can reinvest in the next round, as long as Mantu's able to hold on to the AWP, then OG should have another crack at this. But past that, they have probably run out of time here. NiP, a big resurgence in the third map, showing why they are the higher ranked team and a team that can cause problems for the best of squads on their day. About how consistently they can put that together, but a good time to peak for NiP. Elimination on the line in a knockout game, and they've delivered a knockout performance, Jim.
Certainly are. Just absolute haymakers being swung by NiP right now, and you would suspect it's not too long before NiP give OG that left-right good night. Certainly how things are progressing right now for them. Niko down to that mag 7.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Facing tournament elimination, that's the gun you're going to lean on.
I mean, you can either go two ways about it. Make a name for yourself or make a fool. Baldit does find the opener onto device, so an essential part of NiP's winning formula has been eliminated. As this pressure on ramps is trying to be amassed. Baldit just playing the off angle. Not going to have the support of his teammates though, so more importantly, have the information. However, NiP, job done. The rotation pulled. Can Esatag take Flames out? No! Flames has the better angle. Now, Molotov is just going to signal him, pushed back into the site. Plopsky's taken a world of damage though, so Niko could do damage with this Mag 7. He's going to appear at the worst possible moment for Niko. And he's good for 2. Looking for the 3rd, he's playing Quake. And that is a round 4 OG. We question the buy, but the results speak for themselves.
Yeah. Could have fooled me that he was using the shotgun, because he certainly railed everybody that round. And he's made a lot of cash for OG. I mean, they needed to cut a few corners when they're this far behind. So to see the Mag 7 performing that well is quite beautiful for the CT side economy and keep things nice and solid. NiP now a half buy across the board with a few dangerous rifles invested in as well.
This is much faster tempo than we've seen from them previously. And, well, let's just see how this progresses. I mean, Mantu, pumping of the brakes has left them in no man's land. And, well, they are just being drawn and quartered. Resident shakes the challenge again, and Mantu, he's just having a field day.
It's good. He's getting some confidence kills in, up against the half buy. Can be important sometimes for your AWPer to get a few of those in there. Feel like they're working their way into the game a little bit in an easier round. Might help them deliver once the gun round does come in here.
Okay. What do we have here from NiP? Just all the smokes again going down outside. Trying to factor out Mantu as much as possible. I don't need to be silly here, NiP. Do not need to take that chance as Hampus finds a good opener onto Aleksib. So they have passageway into lowers. He's been able to just crack that egg. And if you want to make an omelet, you have to crack a few eggs here, Pilski.
Yep. A few cracked players on NiP right now. Still in the server. Ready to deliver. as they creep into this lower site. Not many options for OG. They don't have any territory down here. And you've still got S-Attack holding on to that lobby control. Might even... I mean, do you save here as OG and give up map point?
Tough call. It's a big call. I mean, they're going to search around the perimeter, right? Look for a frag. That occurs early on in the piece. That might be enough for them, but that's just not what they needed. And NiP, they have map control. They're really going to make a pain for any rotating OG players. Not even going to be able to save here. This device. That's a very slow approach up that vent. Not going to catch anyone off guard. So NiP, they're going to draw onto match point.
Yeah, 8 match points for him. And with how fired up they're looking into this map of Nuke, I dare say they're closing this one way or another. It would take some kind of miracle out of OG. I think Aleksib would have to grow some extra arms and hand out massages while still playing.
Yeah. He requires the help of Aleksib A and C.
Oh, God. Really not your best work, but I'm not surprised at this hour, mate.
It's getting on. As this best of 3 may come to a conclusion shortly if NiP can just get themselves across the line here. They're going with a faster pace towards that top side, just trying to bait out as much utility as possible from their opposition. They know that OG don't have the best stocks. But
double AWP.
Double AWP, right? Big roll of the dice. That makes a retake proposition very difficult, though.
Maybe that's the change-up that they need. Ooh, the re-aggression. It's dangerous for Valdi, but they can't just rest on their laurels. They got to make plays to win this game, OG. Valdi rewarded for it. Hampus, in the meanwhile, takes Man2 out of the equation and evens things up 4 apiece. And NiP, they look like they wanted to dive into ramp room, but they're going to slow their roll a little.
Oh, Hampus would very nearly catch out Niko. And he does not succeed. This is a round that hangs on a knife's edge. How many twists and turns do we have left? Popsky, Device and Rez. Can they drag NiP over the line and into the next round of play? Can they knock OG out of IEM Winter 2021? It's looking increasingly unlikely as this round progresses. Done a good job here, OG. They will survive another round and they've got to make the most of it. They have 7 match points still to contend with. So the task gets increasingly difficult for OG as, I mean, NiP, they're on that T side, right? They've got that loss bonus that will accrue in these later rounds, and it's very important that they try and maintain as many weapons as they can going round to round to round.
Yeah. Maximize that gun round potential, so I definitely don't mind seeing a half buy in here. Quite a conservative one as well. They know they've got plenty of space to work with. Want to maximize convincing looking gun rounds with the utility. All the smokes towards outside. Will be used nicely by Rez to creep in towards warehouse, but the flash is a bit of a tell that he's taken territory over there. So I dare say Man2 going to be keeping an eye on stock on the shelves over there. Double checking if anything goes missing.
Might need security for ramps. Valda. Let's see whether or not they can maintain control of the ramp room. It's a double AWP setup, right? This is the round where NiP are going to get all that information. That double AWP setup, that's what they're going to encounter in future rounds. So no doubt when they come onto their gun round, they're going to be able to try and fashion something that will try and counter what OG have thrown out.
Oh, boy.
Niko not interested in the vent. Valda could be caught out. Oh, here we go. Things may capitulate. Device is on skates with that deagle, and now he's got his preferred weapon.
Yeah, he's got that AWP. That's a massive boon for him. Hampers inside the vents, just limiting those rotations, not letting flames down. Device has got this line locked down, but with that smoke to cross, Aleksib might be able to get Hampers out of the vents. Flame's going to clear him out, but not before taking critical damage in terms of the HP. Plopsky is for sure time to man to it ramp here.
Oh, the CZ does time perfectly as Device now has that AWP. It's on Aleksib. He's just going to try and stick it, click it, and let's just see if NiP can finish the job. They can. Plopsky with that movement, and the CZ will knock OG out of IEM Winter. They progress into the lower bracket even further. What an epic series. We're going to break this down after the break. Do not go anywhere.